Hey, this is Ronan Chris Murphy, and today I'm going to answer the most common question I get from either people just getting into recording or folks who have a lot of experience recording with older analog systems and are trying to sort of do a more updated approach to the recording. That question obviously is, what is the best DAW? What DAW should I get and start working? There's a lot of ways to look at this. I use Pro Tools. I've been using it since version 1.0, and some people believe it's the industry standard, so maybe you should start with that. Or if you own a Mac, you get GarageBand for free, and I think Universal Audio just started making their DAW called Luna free. So maybe you should take the free approach, or maybe you should look at Cubase because a lot of people really like the MIDI implementation, or you should look at Reason because of its cool beat making facilities. There's a lot of different ways that you could look at this question, but I actually have the definitive answer. The way you figure out the best DAW for you is this. You kind of take stock of your friends that do recording. That might be 2 or 3 people you know. That might be a big community where it's 30 people you know. And what you do is you find out what those folks are using. And whatever the majority of your friends are using, that is the DAW you start with. And I'm not being sarcastic about this at all. If most of your friends are on Logic. If most of your friends are on Reaper. Whatever most of your friends are using, that's what you should start using. Again, not being sarcastic at all. The reason for this is I've been doing digital audio DAW-based recording since the early 1990s. And there are still days where I just freak out. Things are not working. I'm like, what the heck is going on? The meter, I see all the meters doing what they should be doing. Everything is clocked like it should be, but no audio is coming out, or things are distorted in ways that I don't expect. All these different kinds of things. And this is a guy with decades of experience and a pretty high level professional. So you starting, you're going to have those a lot. Thankfully for me, I have them several months, every several months, couple times a year. But I have a network of friends where I call up and go, oh my God, what does error code 396-80 mean? Or why the heck is this exporting in some format that doesn't make sense? There's all these different things that can go wrong, and they will absolutely go wrong all the time when you start recording with a DAW. Because as cool as they are and as fun as they are, there can be so much frustration when you get going. And it'd be a terrible thing for you to get frustrated and not move forward because you're jammed. Or even worse, have to hire professional consultant people like me and pay a bunch of money when you have friends that you could call up and say, hey, why is this happening? I recorded it, I'm listening my voice back, and it's a different pitch. Well, again, you can pay guys like me to sort that out for you, a bunch of money, or you can call up that collection of lifelines you have that use your DAW and get those answers. And truth is, I've never used that Luna software. It's probably really good, but I wouldn't know where any of the drop-down menus are. And the one thing I want to put to rest, speaking of Luna is probably very good, is virtually all of the DAWs out there are amazing, and you can do great, fantastic work with them. So whether on Logic, Cubase, anything, there is no impediment to great work. There might be some things if you're doing a lot of film post-production that one might have some advantages. Or if you do more beat making, there might be some advantages of one DAW versus the other. But they're all great. In fact, I have a mastering client who sends me some of the coolest records to work on, and he does everything in GarageBand. No other DAW, just GarageBand. So they are all great. So the definitive answer of which DAW you should be working on is the one that most of your friends are using, that you can have those multiple lifelines. And as you sort of get your sea legs and some experience, you might find that, oh yeah, this one really doesn't suit my needs better. Let me move over to a different program. But to get up and running, get friends, use their support. So while I got you here, one last thing. May of 2024, we are doing probably our 6th or 7th Kappon recording and songwriting retreat in Kappon Springs, West Virginia. Less than 2 hours from Washington, D.C. It is a 5-day, all-inclusive meals, lodging, with private lodging with private baths, workshops, jam sessions, co-writing sessions, feedback on your mixes, feedback on your songwriting, all those kinds of things. And it's a pretty amazing thing. We probably have 80-90% of the people that do it come back every year. And we've actually expanded this year, taken over more of the resorts, so we have space for a few more people this year. So go to kakapehon.com and find out about that. And yeah, it's a cool thing. And we also, it's a situation where it's much more about the community even than it is about any workshops or anything we might do. It's a fairly small program. It has a really low kind of mentor to attendee ratio. And we kind of hang out and do everything together. We share meals together, we study together, we jam together. So there's a lot of opportunity to connect and learn from both the mentors as well as your fellow attendees, which are everything from absolute beginners to actually extremely, some of the top engineers in the world have actually come to the program as attendees. So again, it's a super cool thing. Because we've expanded, we have a bit more space. So if you go to kakapehon.com, you can learn more about that, and maybe we'll see you there. All right, thanks. And as always, have fun and stay focused on the music.